Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. The life will be here in about 9 minutes and 43 seconds. Get yourself a coffee, get yourself a tea. Get your pillow behind your chair if you have to. Or if you're at a standing desk, get your sneakers on, get ready. We're about to have the greatest 2 hours of your life. Let's go. That was all in just 2 months. That was April 4th to June 4th. Hey, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for coming on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for calling yourself crypto lifers and jumping on in to the Crypto Lifer live stream. Who saw me buy $3,000 worth of Bitcoin last night? Bang, 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 29K, underneath 30K. Said, you know, I may never get 30K again. How long will it take me to do this button? That's what we're going to find out. How long will it take me to do this button? Counting and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Okay, so if everybody knows, everyone else is here, they know that I have been in pouring competitions. What does that mean? Yes, I've been in a pouring competition, meaning I've actually poured. They have these throughout the world to see who can pour better than other people. It's a pouring competition. I'm telling you, the stress gets crazy. The stress level gets high. We're going to see how crazy I can get here with the pouring. All right, just want to entertain you guys before we get into Bitcoin. And here we go. Pouring competition. Oh! I used to go around the world pouring. I won big time medals. You couldn't beat me. I was pouring from like 2 stories down into a tidy. No, that's not true. There's no such thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've made it all up. It's completely absurd. But, you know, in my mind, it sounds right. It sounds like it could be possible, you know. So anyway, drink the lemon water every single day. That's what I do. Decalcify the pineal gland. Get yourself to the next level. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. Thank you for being here. If you're in the trading group last night, we were talking about a bunch of different coins and assortment of coins, but I looked at CAD Stata. You know, I got to use the Boston accent on it, so I liked it. We had hidden bullish divergence. We had a beautiful falling wedge. All the oscillators were in play. 51% gains in total, still sitting at about a 22. And you know the rules, man. If you got into the market last night, you got paid to play. Shout out to anyone that got the bang, bang, bang to the upside. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to everybody that jumped on in. Let's show you this card starter idea here. Bang, bang, bang. So look, in my trading group, talked about CAD with this hidden bullish divergence. Card would bang on them for 51.65%. The cup and handle yesterday on Bitcoin was too perfect. Crypto Lifer, show the screen. Doing Damage, yeah. We do Damage cheese here every single day. Shout out to you all. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. I am currently caffeine. See, caffeine's not good for the pineal gland. You don't need the caffeine. Caffeine is not, you need the, yeah. I'm sorry to say, most people are addicted to the caffeine. It's not what you need. It's not what you need. Dow futures, as we said this morning, were up big. Gave us a bit of a hint on a green day. Last night, they were also up big. I'm giving you a hint right now. I don't want to waste your time. You can come to the live stream real quick. This is what's called a retest. It's breaking out. It's coming back down with low stochastics in the 1 hour. Highly likely to do what's called a retest. All right, this is called MBL, inverted head and shoulder, ascending triangle. Not saying it's guaranteed, but this could make a bit of a move. Possible retest for MBL. Man, I need some advice on scaling out of the caffeine. We have all the Damage flavors. Yes, we have, cranberry Damage. We have strawberry Damage. What kind of Damage do you want? Damage cheese. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We probably hit more gains than that. I just don't have the time in the morning to go over every single gain at the very moment, but I will throughout the day. Shout out to my elite charters. Shout out to Rainier, my man Rainer. Love you, brother. Shout out to Picture Me Rolling Page. Shout out to all the awesome people here. Shout out to Philippe. Shout out to the 999 Robin Banks. That cup and handle yesterday afternoon on Bitcoin was too perfect. I mean, there's a reason why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy to the upside. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason. It's because I will rain, bang. My name will rang and bang throughout the corridors of the Bitcoin hallways. The corridors and the hallways of Bitcoin. People will know who the lifer was, man. Shout out to each and every one of you. Our unique, crazy style, right? And, yeah. We broke it down, though, did we not? Bitcoin, look, measured move of just this falling wedge. How did I get that? You just take this. That's the length of your pole. You swing it right here. And see, what no one else online really does is they draw all these loopy lines. They do all this funky stuff, but they don't stick to it. They start doing other things at one point, Got to stick to one thing over and over again. Eventually, look, just the clear TA played out. A falling wedge was supposed to break out 68% of the time. It broke out. Last night, I had the heebie-jeebies that Bitcoin was going to do something big. I can't explain why. There was also just a mature trader. And I'm not saying you go on feeling. I was looking at the charts, but the charts were just pushing me into a feel. And that's why I made that bigger buy on Bitcoin at 3,000. And boom, boom, boom. We also got above the 200-day moving average. That's a beautiful catalyst. Once you get above that, look, you got above it here, boom. You got above it here, a little bit of a boom, but you want to stay above that. That's how bear markets end. The 1 hour first will break out. Look, let me show you. 200 is so important. But look, when we're in a bull market and everything's gravy, the 1 hour plays with the 200 day, but it pretty much kind of goes in and out of it. You see, once you're in a bearish time, you're going to end up lower on the 200, even on smaller time frames. See how we struggled with the 200 on the 1 hour? I'm sorry, I'm jumping over. But look, we got above it, but then resistance. Got above it, really resistance. The heebie-jeebies from it right there. The heebie-jeebies, like just got scared from it. We're trying to battle through it again. We must battle through this. I'll tell you right now, if you look at the 4 hour time frame, you cannot start a bull market until you get above the 200-day moving average on the 4 hour time frame. Let me go back in time and prove this to you. All we need to do is double click price action. And I'm going hard right now. You can feel it. It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days on the live stream. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I will greatly appreciate it. I'm vibing. I'm feeling it. I worked out. I'm feeling strong, feeling powerful, feeling good, feeling like I'm achieving my destiny, on my way to my goals. Are you on your way to your goals? Are you watching for education? Are you getting the education? Are you figuring out what I'm putting down? Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. So let me show you my experimental ways here and my back-testing thesis. But if you go back here and you look, bull market and bear markets. We're in a multi-month bear market here. And when we're in this multi-month bear market, go all the way back here to the 20K run-up. I'll take you back in time. Hard on the 4 hour. But look, once we go below the 4 hour, bearish times, we do flirt with above it. So it doesn't mean once you go above it that you're out the gate. 4 hours not that strong of a time frame to give you that much of an impression. However, it's the idea that it's like if you get beat, I'm trying to think of one raindrop can start a huge rainstorm, but it doesn't mean that one raindrop starts a huge rainstorm. Does everyone make sense? One raindrop can start a huge rainstorm, but it doesn't mean that every time one raindrop comes down that it's going to start a huge rainstorm. It could be a light rain that day and never actually rain that hard. You see what I'm saying? But usually a rainstorm starts with one raindrop. So same idea. Bull markets start when the price action gets above the 4 hour. But every time the price gets above the 4 hour, it does not mean it's a bull market. It's a good way to say it, right? I mean, the best way I can do, the best way I can place it, right? I think I want to be here, but I'm a little far, so I need to be here. Like right there ain't bad, right? That's the pocket. I don't want to cover price action if I can. I tend to sway that way though. I'll tend to be here, so okay. Right there. Sorry if I'm messing with you right now. Sorry, don't mess with me. Sorry, don't mess with me. I'm a mover, I'm a groover, I'm a soother, I'm a gun, I'm a sign, I'm a loser. Okay, so check it out. We get above the 200-day moving average, and look at this big rally we have. And this could be just something where it could be going on a rally that could be breaking us down to lower lows. See, now this is the thing. Now some people are convinced we're bouncing. And even the bounce people are like, okay, we bounce. 42K. And then they're like, and then we go back down to 10K. You know, so even the bounce isn't going to convince people. The sad thing about this is what happens. I'll tell you what. There's two people here. Look, this is important. I know we're not going to do TA at the very moment, but I break down conceptualized ideas. Let's get an extraction on this team. Let's pause that music, and I'm going to introduce myself. This is super important. I'm getting an epiphany here that really needs to be shared. Okay. Oh my God, I buttoned myself in. My goodness. Our audio's good, looking good. Check, check, check. I could even kind of boom up a little bit there. Check, 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 1, 2. All right. Hi. Oh, that's a little loud. I'll be loud. Yeah, hi. Hi, my name is Sam Price. I'm a crypto trader on YouTube. Hi, my name is Sam Price, professional crypto trader. I'm also known as Crypto Lifer on YouTube. Today I want to talk about two different types of people in the game of investing in Bitcoin. I want to discuss these two types of people and why you don't want to be either of them, and why I figured out a way to not be either of them and to become a crypto lifer. What is a crypto lifer? It's someone that never misses the opportunity to buy at the bottom. Someone that always knows to use the fear in their advantage, and someone that basically gets it in no matter what. So how do you do that though? Everyone says you don't buy the bottom, you don't buy the top, no one's perfect. Well, there's ways to achieve greatness in crypto. I'm going to show you how. We're going to talk about the two different types of people, all right? Let's talk about person A. Person A, all right, was up here. He believed the rally was going down, but then some YouTubers said it was going to go up, but the YouTuber said it was going to go lower. He started believing them. He wasn't sure. He got down here, and he's now in indecision. He now keeps watching YouTubers, and he's kind of, if he watches most of the YouTubers and he flips through them, 80% of them are telling them that we're bearish. We're probably going into a multi-month bear market. Bitcoin has these cycles, and that we have to come to the downside. So he's waiting for lower prices. He's like, you know what? We're going to get lower prices. When we came down to 25K, he got so scared that day because he hasn't really used his emotions as well. He hasn't traded enough. He doesn't have a mentor. He doesn't have a group to lay back on. And so he saw this opportunity come and go. He's like convinced that he will go back and we will fill this area. There's a CME gap he's been told that has to be filled. So he will not go into Bitcoin yet. He's waiting for the best possible time. He's like, you know what? I'll get in when the time is right. I'm going to know when that time is right. The whole market's going to crash, right? Now, the market's going to pump. And he's going to start listening to the YouTubers that tell him that this is a fake out rally and we're probably going to come here and get rejected. And he's going to wait and he's going to see that rejection. And then when it starts coming down, maybe he buys even a little bit, but not enough. And then he's convinced it's going to come lower. What happens is Bitcoin just keeps going and going. And he keeps saying it's going to come down. It's going to come down. And by the time he's ready to buy, it's almost back to the all-time high again, or maybe even past it. At this point, he starts to FOMO in, and he buys as much Bitcoin as he can, but he buys Bitcoin at the top of that rally. And again, he sits through another 4-year cycle and watches his winnings just become deteriorated. This person was watching everybody else and never had a feeling in their own heart of hearts, never made their own decision, and never decided it was time to invest into BTC, okay? That's person A, the first person. Person B, all right? Person B is convinced this is the bottom. He knows this is the bottom. Guaranteed. He's watched enough YouTubers, and you know what? Most people say it's not, but the 2-3 YouTubers that he loves have told him it's the bottom, and he's convinced. He's also done a little bit of his own research, even though he's only done TA for a year or two, and he thinks, you know what? He's got this. He likes to use the word I think, I feel. I just feel like Bitcoin has to have bottomed here. This person goes all in with their entire savings because, you know what? There's no way. And he goes all in at like 29,000 because he's been watching the Bitcoin. He gets so bored. He wants to go in here, wants to go in here. He's bored with the price action. Why does he want to go all in? Because it excites him. It gets him out of his boredom. He's sick of waiting. He's sick of waiting. He doesn't want to be patient and buy little bits at a time. He wants it all. And he's convinced that he's right. And the more he thinks, the more it starts to play tricks in his mind. And the more he thinks he's ready to go, he plops all his money in here. Now, he doesn't know what a bearish rectangle is. He doesn't know what heavy resistance is. He doesn't know bearish divergence. He doesn't know what the daily or the weekly. He hasn't looked at any charts at all. Now, he may be right, and he may have caught the bottom by golly gee oh my. And if he did, God bless his soul. But what if Bitcoin does get rejected up here, starts to come lower, and we go to 7K, 10K, and he ends up down possibly 60% on his investment? What if he panic sells because he's not used to this, and he starts selling? So you go through this, Bitcoin comes down, and now he realizes, oh, he made a big mistake. Now, the same YouTubers he said that were going to pump are telling him that it's probably going to go lower. Now that YouTuber hasn't made a video in a week or two. Where is that guy? He now has no one to rely on. What's going on? He starts to panic sell and panic sell and panic sell. Bitcoin makes a nice bounce at 18K, rips through. He has some stop losses for some, maybe futures trades that he thought he could make his money back on. They get kicked off. He eventually ends up with barely any Bitcoin. He gets stopped out, and the market keeps ripping to 100K. These are two people. Then there's the crypto lifer. The crypto lifer knows that he knows nothing at all, and that anything is possible, and that, yes, we could go to 10K, and yes, we could be at the bottom. So the crypto lifer has been putting in 500, 1,000, 500, 500, 500, 3,000 down in here last night, even when he felt. Why is the crypto lifer doing that? He's using the 2-week chart. And whenever the 2-week chart is extremely low on the stochastics RSI, he's getting into Bitcoin. This coincides with this low here, the lowest we ever had in last few year bear market, the pandemic dump, which is a black swan, the last dump here, and where we are now. Now, the crypto lifer could be 100% wrong, and the price could go to 18 and 10K. At that point, the crypto lifer will not have gone all in, and he will still have money to go and buy in. He will not leverage trade. He will not get stopped out because he would be building a 4-year, 5-year position in Bitcoin, which he plans to hold until Bitcoin comes well over 70,000 and forms a new all-time high. So, how do you get into this mindset? It takes years. It's not that easy to snap your fingers and become a crypto lifer. Just like anything in life, you have to build up to do this. It takes working on your mentality, working on your emotions, and then working on how you feel about the market and not making brash decisions. You must stay patient, calm, and humble. You must know that things don't come fast and furiously to people, that they come slow and patiently. You must know that good money and big money will come to you, but you must wait for it and have a plan. If you're going after leverage trades, say you're watching a guy on YouTube that wears a mask sometimes, and he made a big trade for $1 million, in a couple days, and it dangles in your mind that you yourself need to make 600 grand in a trade. You need to leverage. You need to take 20,000 of your life savings. You must go and 50x leverage it so you can then trade with $1 million, right? And then you must make at least 10 or 20% and bring home 200 grand in the next few days off a Bitcoin move. What that does is it vexes people. It pushes them. They feel like they have to trade this way, and they lose all their money. I'd much rather somebody dollar cost average little bits into BTC, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I do and say should be taken as financial advice, but I heed. And, all my teachings come literally from God in a way, because God teaches you to be patient, teaches you that things come with time. The devil wants you to make fast money, the casino, the quick buck, right? The in and out. But if you think about life, all the good, rewarding things come with time. Nothing amazing comes fast. So I just want to break it down. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be person A, person B, or do you want to be the crypto lifer? It's up to you. If you like this mentality, if you like how I'm breaking it down, follow me. I also go live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Please come on, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and more. And I'd love to show you deep insights into the minds of crypto lifers. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much. All right. So that's I have these epiphanies. I have these moments, right? And they just come to me and, I got to get them out. Now, they are a little preachy. I get it. But at the same time, I believe there's people that need to hear this stuff. It's extremely, extremely important. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are going to wait and claim it's going to be the bottom, and they're never going to get there. Shout out to Altcoin Daily. I retweeted what he said. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. I mean, one of the greatest things you could have ever said, Altcoin Daily. We love you, man. Aaron and Austin, shout out to each and every one of you, the twins, the most powerful twins in the game. Appreciate you guys with all the love, man. Every time I share the screen with you guys on Around the Blockchain, I feel honored and blessed. Thank you so much. Still learning how to pick apart which one is which. Someone's going to have to really kind of sit me down and like take 2 pictures and be like, this is Aaron, this is Austin. Last time I didn't even know. I was like, I'm sitting there with, I believe, Austin, and I was like unable to say it. I was like, I'm also a twin, but I have a twin sister. So, you know, I try to feel like I'm in the club, but I'm not. It's not like, you know, it's not identical the same way, you know. People obviously see that I'm a man and she's a woman. And I guess nowadays you never know. But you know what I'm saying, you know. Anyway, let's jump back into Bitcoin. Let's break down into what I see for today. People come for my daily analysis and my, you know, my basically what do I see happening in the short-term idea. So let's take a look right now and break it down. All right. I'm going to delete all my old work. You're going to work with me together. You're going to see how my mind works. You're going to watch the Mind of a Trader, something you don't see a lot on other channels too as well. I do this for a reason because it's a teaching moment. I could have the charts already, and sometimes I do. But and someone could say building them is a little annoying, and I could also somewhat agree with that. But you get to learn the method of my madness. You get to see what I see. You get to kind of follow along. Look, daily chart got rejected by the 200-day moving average. We must get back above the 200. Nothing can change until we get back above the 200-day moving average. That was the beginning of the catalyst of this break. And I showed you what happens on the smaller time frame first. You'll see it happen in the 1 hour. Strong, then it will stay stronger, then it will push into the 4 hour. The 4 hour will cross over the 200-day moving average, and then the daily will then take over as well. These are things that I've seen. It's a successional move. That's why you watch moving averages, multiple ones. That's why all 5 is very important to have on smaller time frames. It's the subtle movements that then lead into the bigger movements. They lead you, they tell you, they break it down for you as well, you know. Also, 31,750 was heavy resistance. A lot of sell orders in that area. Something to think about as well. If we take a look at the daily VPVR, we're going to take a look at the volume profile range. We're just going to see where our point of control is, see where our high volume nodes are, see where people are going in and going out, and break it down. You always want to get a good picture of the big picture, because then once you zoom in, you're not going to be able to see this as much, but you want to keep it on your back burner. You're going to want to be able to see what's going down. So here we go. Look at this. I mean, look at this beautiful range that we've set. So now you can see like high volume node, right at resistance at 48,000, and, you know, kind of a bouncy area here at 38. So 38,000 is going to be a big level that we should be kind of sucked towards. There's a lot of liquidity there. Yes, we're going to have to get above this zone here, this 34,000. Why do I call it right here? Because look, you can see there was like this gap in time, this gap in space here. Let's even move it up. It's right around here. See? Resistance, bounce, previous support became new resistance. That's your zone we're going to look at. Look, you bounced there uncannily. Not a coincidence. You wicked to it right there. Not a coincidence. You fell through. This is an area we're going to have to make it back above. Everyone always says, oh, we'll be at 42K. We'll be at these areas by this time. And it's like, yes and no. It's like, you got to get to where, you know, I don't know. We got to get to certain... We got to get to certain areas first. You know what I'm saying? Based on, you know, whole point of the story. People throw out big areas. 42K next week. It's like, yeah, maybe. Once we get to, like, we got to break through this area here. Look at these wicks. 32,500. Like show me 32,005. Break through this support zone here, this zone, you know? And look, this is where this wick came to. And it's a zone. And it's so funny how these work. But, I mean... You don't think it's a coincidence that we wicked right into the zone, we wicked right into this zone. Previous support becomes new resistance. These are our areas we're going to have to fight through. If we don't get above them, bear market completely continues, right? We then get the monthly candle close below the zone that I talked about. And so, like, I'm telling you right now, I basically have a pretty good idea whether we're going to go into a multi-month bear market or not. And if you stick with this channel, you know, and they say no one can tell. I mean, there's some parameters that really, if you look at them all day and you backtest them feverishly, I can't tell you where the price is going to go. Like, oh, 7K by October, you know, I can't do that. But I will know when the tides have turned. Like, we get above this high volume node and we bounce off of it, you're going to see me change a little bit. Then I'm going to be talking about, can we get here? And I'm going to say we're still not out of the water until we get above this zone. We get above there, then I'm going to say we're going to make a new all-time high, you know? So just things to think about, right? But you can see there's a high volume node range, which coincides with the 200-day moving average because a lot of people sell when you hit the 200-day. So those aren't coincidences. Those are just ranges that suck liquidity into the same area. You see what I'm saying? That's something that you're going to watch, you know. I'll also be watching this 4 hour like a hawk. really good sign. The last time we got above the 200-day moving average was March 16th, okay? So it's been since St. Patrick's Day since we've been above the 200-day moving average. Isn't that amazing? We tried here. We could not. We tried. We never did. You know, we got above. We had a beautiful run. We came back down. You know, I mean, that's the last time we breached. I just want to say, see, like, we were below it. We got above it. And look what happened after we got above it. A beautiful move. Also, it looks very similar. Almost halfway through a channel, we breached through the 200. Then we would go to where? The top of the channel. We're halfway through a channel when we breached the 200. Where could we go? Where? To the top of the channel. Okay? Something to think about. Just, you know, and these aren't coincidences in trading. These things occur, right? Again, we have the high volume node. We have areas to get through. We want to see ourselves get through that area, all right? We're going to zoom into another area of support and resistance. We're going to talk about what we're seeing here. And honestly, nobody is seeing this, but this is a textbook pattern. In traditional finance, you have the double cup. Cup and handles can resemble two cups and two handles, and they're just like this. This is a really interesting pattern. I was taught this by my mentor, you know. And if you put in the cup and handle, it looks a lot like this in traditional. See, my old cup and handle isn't, but if you look at it as traditional science, we even talked about the idea that this was a cup and handle. All right. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. And if you take the conservative idea, which is just the length of the back end of the triangle, I mean, you're there. You hit the target exactly. If you take the whole length here, which is kind of my aggressor move here, it's not the best. You would actually have to go all the way here. It's crazy, but this is really that's really the real measured move that the bots would go for. I have to be honest. But interesting enough, that coincides with the exact location that I just nailed, which is also your next high volume kind of node area, you know, resistance. See this? You'll get some chop here, but it is a heavy resistance area. You even have some chop right there. Pretty interesting. What's that area? That's $36,000. Can we get there? It's very likely we could. It's kind of the next area a lot of people think we might get rejected by. Now, think about it. We could hit 36,000, and what would we do? We would come back down here, right? This could be the weekly chart playing out. Right now, the weekly is low. So let's go to the weekly and take a look at this idea. You got to look at bigger time frames. I will tackle the smaller time frames in a second. Seems like we're getting a bit of a boost up. But the weekly wants to move. Last time the weekly was low, it hit the bottom of the channel and we made a big move to the upside. Highly likely we're getting the same idea. Does that mean we're out of the bull market? No. The bear market? No. You see what I'm saying, everybody? I'll keep you updated as we go. That high volume node is right above the zone. So if we peak out, you get it? We'll get the fake out breakout. Bing. We'll hit this area. If we get above it, look for the bounce. And if we get a bounce, we're coming up to the next zone. So I kind of already have the next couple weeks kind of given to us. We either get rejected hard at 35,680, 35,000, or we rip up to this node here, 36,000. It's actually 38K, right? And we rip back down, or we hit this area, right? There's no guarantee we even break through this bigger zone here that I have drawn, though. You see? The resistance here, the bounces in this area, which is my, this green bar. So because I'm open-minded, anything is possible, I keep dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin because half of me is afraid that I'm missing the bottom. The other half of me is afraid that I'm going to put too much in. You get it? So is it fear? No, I shouldn't say fear, but it's almost like I've done both things and they both happen to me and I don't want them to happen again. So I keep enough on the sidelines and I dollar cost average into Bitcoin. It's a beautiful move. And then when I see ourselves getting above certain areas that I can point out based on technical analysis, then I'm going to be pretty happy with where we're at. And I'm going to have a pretty good feeling of kind of where we're going. All right. So I just want that to be clear, right? Again, the cup and handle would bang. Again. And they look at me like, this guy's nuts. How does he keep doing it? But it is what it is. And I could pass away and everyone's like, yeah, it just... But look, if we type in trading, cup and handle here on the stock market, and we take a look at a nice image of the cup and handle. I remember playing the stock market, and a lot of times here, they have the handle here, but a lot of times they'll have the cup and a secondary cup. See, here's like a cup. See this? There's the cup there. This is what Bitcoin's doing right now. You see it? Similar idea right here. That plays out. You can see my cup and handles everywhere. You can see them. You can see how Sammy cup and handy plays out. The cup and handle pattern. One of the most amazing pattern in the world. Oh my God. Makes gains on gains. I found out it's the best. See this is the same idea, how they have the loop to the loop. It's always kind of done with a loop in the traditional markets. Then we kind of started doing the sideways, this area here. This is kind of how I, But this is, man, this make the fastest and most gains, especially when the market starts to rip again. The cup and handle makes the fastest. Things explode on the cup and handle. Once you find one, price action booms out crazily. I know this is crazy, but I even made this. I was sitting there by myself, and I was like, it's kind of a cup and handle. And I was like, really, Sam? You make a cup and handle out of everything. And I was like, I know, but like, I said, it kind of is, though. And I even made this, like, because, see, it's a slanted one. If you can make the neckline still congruent, to me, it's a cup and handle. See this? And they just explode. Like, they tend to go straight up. Whenever price goes straight up, it goes straight up out of a cup and handle. Like, it really does. I feel like it's the hidden thing. Like, and so I just keep finding them, and they blast, If you remember, I bought Bitcoin here last night, and I'm going to show the trade, and I'm not trying to be rude, and it wasn't big money. I'm not trying to be a big money dude and, like, look at all the money I made, I'm not trying to do anything like that. I'm just trying to show you, look, I bought Bitcoin, 29,947 for $333. They gave me, I went 333. They charged me 35, right? It's up $155 on the move, right? I got into OGN. It's up 3% too as well. 2,500, nothing crazy. Here's another KuCoin buy. Remember, this is the 500 I put in. Remember when I said I'm going to trade the six hour and I want to test trading the 6 hour and the 6 hour only? And I put this in, and I did that just to prove to everybody I'm going to put 500 in on the 6 hour time frame. So I do back tests in front of everybody. I do all sorts of awesome stuff. So we were getting low here. Bullish divergent, 6 hour. We're kind of in the middle on one of these spikes. And I got into this right here. Based on this same idea. Falling wedge is going to break out. 6 hour was low on the stochastic. MACD wanted to turn. Bang. And again, like I showed you, we got the measured move at the back end of the triangle. So far, that's all we got. We could get more. But so far, that's where we're at. Now, there is a bigger measured move. It's the Elliott wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 on the 6 hour here. That we go even higher. That would breach us through this resistance here that we've hit. We've hit twice now. Can we get the momentum to break through? 6 hour says we kind of had a bit of a run here. But again, we tested the 6 hour for you. We made that trade on June 2nd. So this took 4 days for the 6 hour to play out for beautiful gains. With some leverage that would have been a monster trade. All right. It was a gain of 4.2%. Look, 420. It was a gain of 4.2%, $21 on 500. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, 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 ooh. We're going to kind of move away from that music. And let's get back into house. I guess that's why I have to do the house music. I'm not trying to hear that type of stuff while I'm doing my thing, Okay, so we are at resistance. Now what? What do we do now? What do we do now? You've done a lot, Crypto Lifer. We've gone over it, but you really haven't gone over the day. What's happening today? Let's break it down. All right. Let's look at our Coinbase chart, and let's break it down. We also had this going. I mean, so crazy. And last night I talked about the 7 minute. Thinking it could, now you got heavy bearish divergence in the 7. Usually that's when the run ends on the bearish divergence in the 7 minute. Usually, I know you don't believe me, but I've back tested this, and actually is something I actually used to play with back in the day, and I've kind of forgotten for a while. I haven't brought up because I used to be playing on the time frames for the first time ever. When I I just got deja vu because when I first played with the 7 minute, I remember it so clearly back in the day. Did somebody, yeah. Lifer's beginning course is stunning. Thank you for saying that. God's Unchained, baby. Send in super chats for TAs and deep dives, everybody. Broadening wedge to the downside. Lifer's beginner course is stunning. Lifer's a calm-focused teacher and shares his years of experience. 2+ hours. He teaches his TA style from A to Z, the foundation. Yeah, I'm also going to show you something interesting, too. Total recall, yeah. So we're about to get a dump. I mean, I would short right now, technically. Let's take a look at what I'm seeing. I'm going to delete everything. And what a weekly candle close we had. We finally had a bullish weekly candle. A lot of things changed in the last few days. Wow, this shirt is comfortable. I have to be. It's like made of some I usually wear an undershirt, I guess. And, and that's why I feel so awesome. Blasphemy. Good morning, lifers. I said something. I didn't say anything about the Lord. Fed getting ready to nuke the stocks. 10-year backup over 3%. Crypto Baker, you know. Soul Silky, what brand? What brand is this? I don't know. What brand is it? You guys see? I couldn't see. I don't know. What brand was it? Everyone see? Anyone able to see? It's either Express, Banana Republic, or J. Crew. It's usually what I'm wearing. Sheldon got 13K people making a short on Soul, Sammy. I don't know if I should follow. Looks good, though, but I don't know. Looks sharp. Do whatever makes you happy. I'll take a look at it, and we'll break it down, you know. I'm not telling people to leverage trade. He's getting people to leverage trade. It's just not my thing, man. Just not my thing. You know they're using his referral link, and when they lose, they're all going to lose, and when they win, he's going to win. It doesn't matter, man. Whatever makes him happy. I don't care. I think Sheldon's a really good guy. I read his story. It made me cry about his dad. So I like Sheldon. He's good in my book. He seems like a good dude. But, you know, Rand's questionable, in my humble opinion. Rand's a little questionable. He pushed some coins. He did whatever. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything about it at all. I'm just going to leave it alone, man. Good luck to them all, man. Good luck to them all. I'm going to stay in my zone and keep my mouth shut. Say nothing till you hear more. The old Irish saying, you know. So there you have it. So what do I see happening for Bitcoin in the short term? Let's take a look at the 15-minute, the 1 hour, and break it down. So I never, you know, I'm very rarely getting into a trade when I see what's called bearish divergence, which is swing up to swing up and swing down here. That's bearish divergence. That's a rising wedge. Highly likely to do a bit of a Bart Simpson back to the downside. You have to remember, a lot of people jumped into, they love to get in on the green wick, so they couldn't help themselves. So yeah, I mean, a short on Bitcoin is likely to play out here. I think a short on Solana is probably the most likely thing because they've also had issues with the chain. So it's kind of like, you know, you kind of kick a man when he's down. When you're trading, use anything you can in your advantage. And the fact that Solana's had issues, should use that to your advantage in a short. 110%. Definitely. I promise that you can learn TA yourself. Don't worry about what all these other people are saying. Not even Sammy. Learn the fundamentals and you will be much further. He's 100% right, man. CJ, Dustin Kava said it, like, just like Dustin Kava knows I was born out of myself. You can be born from within yourself as well. Shout out to Dustin, man. I love you, brother. And that's why we keep it so real here. And that's why you can see I'm not even closely offended by what Dustin said when he said, not even Sammy. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we must trust ourselves. We must find our inner core of belief. Sam, one thing that made me do a double take this morning. Can this also be considered hidden bullish divvy? That has me scratching my head this morning. Hidden, you mean hidden bullish? Yeah. Honestly, hidden bullish is really refrained for a big time frame, 4 hour and daily. It's very rare that I go after it on these little time frames. Okay, very, very rare. Also, remember, you're not going back to my strategy. Did you, Bison 9, watch this. I'm gonna flip your head right now. Bison, did you take my trading course? Did you take the beginner's course, Bison 9? Real quick. Soon to be a lifer, finally gonna join. Join today, man. Don't wait, man. It's never too late. You don't have to wait to the first, none of that stuff. It kind of keeps you going. Okay, so remember what I told you in the course? What did I say? Isn't the yellow line and the white line really far apart? See? So even if you did assume you saw two different things, I got something else for you that reconvenes the bearish sentiment. And now you have the white line and the yellow line far apart. And didn't we talk about that's not a good place to get into a trade? Look right here. Here, yes, I mean, we could go sideways and consolidate. A smaller time frame will then give you an entry. 1 hour will get tight. I might join after my visit to St. Louis. Join ASAP. Best decision you'll ever make, man. Thank you for saying that. Dustin, you're back. You told me I was around for 7 days straight. You'd get me into the course. I've been here for months, man. Want those lines tight as a taiga. Exactly. Tight as a toiga. Yes, you did. Totally agree. Will you share the gem moving average strategy? I was watching your last night. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I will share that. I will. Always check the moving averages. That is one of the checks on the list for sure. Shout out to Roddy Robinson coming through like a trading mom. Nah, I love you, Roddy. You're the best. Roddy, man, you're one of the greatest people ever, man. Picks me up from the airport, clean cut, ready to go. He looks like a bodyguard and a best friend at the same time. Love you, brother. Neckline breaks or takes here. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame. Can this 7 minute? Yeah, 7 minute wants to crack on you also with the bearish divvy. 1 hour is also pushing down to the downside. Okay. And what I try to do is make a different pattern or see if there's something brewing, you know. I mean, this is clearly what we could see happen. This is something going on here. I mean, this is and to me, could still be 100% bearish, kind of a rising wedge bull. It could be a bear flag. So in my mind, like, we're not even close to out of the water yet. We could be making a giant double bottom here too as well. Okay. Remember this, though. I called this on Around the Blockchain. This is amazing. But if we go to back Around the Blockchain, we got to go watch this because it's insane. But if we find Around the Blockchain, if my team someone could hit the link to it and send it to my Slack. If Porta, if you're up and running, or if Sean, you're around, if you could find the link to Around the Blockchain and send it to the Lifer team chat here in the Slack, I'll pick it up and I'll be able to find when I was on. And the point of the story was we were here, we were making a rising wedge, okay? And I drew, remember, I don't know if you remember everybody, but I drew this idea and I said, are we making a double bottom? I said the measured move to the double bottom would take us right here to the same range. I called this on Around the Blockchain, like exactly like this. I drew this exactly the same thing, and we were here. And we were just saying, okay, we'll come down on the falling wedge. We'll make the double bottom. We'll hit the bottom of this channel, and then the movement. And then why? Because the measured move of the double bottom is the middle area here, and then you swing that up to your, you know, and it's just insanity. Watching crypto YouTube is very entertaining to me, but I think DCA will always be best. If Rodney picked me in a clean car, fresh from the gym, I was in a fast and furious ride from AP, man. Yeah, I remember the double bottom on one of your streams. Yep, you said exactly this would happen. Like, drew the W exactly. It's crazy, man. He did 100%. Saw it with my own eyes, man. No, I'm going to find it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. Like, look, the hermetic principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Sam, thank you so much for taking the time to answer that for me. You're the best. Anytime, Bison. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You're the man, dude. But we were on. I tried to find the exact day we were on. So crazy. Bitcoin recovery launch, you never know. You never know, right? But when was the show? 3 days ago? High alert. This was the show right now, right? Dangerous pumps. I remember that being the one. I'm pretty sure that was the one. And I don't want it to play because I don't want to get There I am. Yeah. So they get me at the beginning here. And look, we're going to rise. This is insanity. And you're going to see, I believe I'm going to draw that big. Yeah, look, here I am right there. And I'm calling that we're going to double bottom and make it back up to the same channel here. It's exactly what occurred. This was put on June 2nd. It is now June 6th. I nailed it. How? Because I just stick to the TA. And we even had a fractal here. Rising wedge was going to break to the downside. We called the short. When the short hit, we then began to draw a different pattern. We saw different things. We believe the short would come. When we got above this, bang, the W nailed it. I mean, we saw that inverted head and shoulder last night on that W. We called the breakout as it began. You can't freaking, but this is absolute insanity. Team, we got to put this out. You got to put this out, put it before and after or something, edit it up in a little fun way. But let me do something for you here. But so I'm on the blockchain once a week on Thursday. Here I made a call for Bitcoin. We were in a rising wedge that would break down out of the rising wedge, hang out down here, make a bit of a double bottom, and the double bottom would then hit the measured move to about that 31,700, 31,500 area. Big boy resistance at 32. We now are sitting here 4 days later, and we can clearly see that it's just insane. But, you know, it happened not exactly, but pretty much that rising wedge would come. We would ride the side. We would make the double bottom, and we would make a move to the upside. It's also, look, it's an Adam and Eve double bottom for Bitcoin here. Look, there's, like, what do you mean? What do I mean by that? What is an Adam and Eve double bottom? You got to understand your TA as I graffiti the charts up here. But I'm just excited. I love when technical analysis plays out. I trade Bitcoin religiously. I follow Bitcoin. I dollar cost average. I look for the greatest prices to get into BTC. I bought $3,333 yesterday. I could be 100% wrong. There's no guarantees of anything I say, and I believe that. But look, that's a bit of a Adam and Eve double bottom. The measured move is also that move to the upside here as well. So anyway, just breaking it down. Shout out to anyone that watches the TA, watches Around the Blockchain. Shout out to BitBoy Crypto, the whole team. Shout out to anyone that supports my crew and my team. And thank you so much for being here on the live. I'm just full of awesome exuberance today. I'm full of excitement. I'm happy to be alive. Happy that Bitcoin's making a bit of a move back to the upside. I'm not telling you to be a moon boy. I'm telling you to calm down. I'm actually looking, there may be a short brewing right now. We're getting ready, you know? How do we wait for the short? Like I told you, we draw flags and we see if our flags either play out or don't. You see, like this could be the flag brewing here or something like this too. No guarantees, right? So I'm always projecting into the future. If my projection plays out, then bang, bang, bang. I'm going to show you 2 trades too towards the end of this where my projections played out exactly as planned. And again, those are the trades. You could project 10 trades. And if the only 3 that actually play out, you only take one of the 3 that plays out. That's what I do. It heightens your ability to win. Check the throwback from the first at a peak from Adam and Eve matting section. Adam and Eve was so cool. We need some super chats. Keep the momentum energy going. Thank you so much, Fidel. Thank you for everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Shout out to the 500 people on the live. Shout out to the likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So far, and how are we so accurate? You always be like, why are you so accurate, Crypto Lifer? Because we trade exactly the way the TA is supposed to be traded. Like back on the 15-minute last night, we saw this as a shoulder, head and a shoulder. We believed this was going to break up to the upside. We also had a bit of a pennant drawn. You see? We had the measured move. And bang, bang, bang. We hit it last night to the point, and then we would continue to go up to the upside. How could we find that out? We found a 7-minute chart was continuing to flag. Last night before I went to bed, I posted this to my lifers. I grabbed the flag and I said, man, this 7-minute can continue to about this area. And you'd be like, oh, hogwash. But you can see it on around the blockchain. You can see it. And I'm just going to shut my mouth. Just keep coming back. I know I turn people off when I talk about the TA playing out, but it is what it is. It fascinates me as much as it's blowing your minds if you're watching. It fascinates me as much because I don't expect to be this accurate. I expect to just be a dodo bird that says, I don't know what's going to happen. You get it? I'm humble enough to say that. I'm humble enough to say that I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. And then when the TA just continues and continues and continues and continues, it starts making me think, man, I think I should start playing with this technical analysis, and I think I should trade in these ways, right? And so lo and behold, that's what we see happening. So do we break down here? What are our levels to watch on the local time frames? Let's break it down. So you can see we clearly have some beautiful support now at 30,800. We'll take a small volume node for this little area too as well. See what we see for the mixed range here. Wow, still a big zone here where people really want to buy back at 29,000. People are still not convinced. They're still waiting for this area and maybe a possible wick to this area. So you could still see a point of interest, a node down into the zone, which is quite interesting right here at about 30,000. So 30,000 still may be a point of control where we may end up, right? We see a little bit area here too. We see another point of control pointing out as well for BTC, all right? So interesting. And we made the wedge and we broke out of the wedge. What a beautiful channel, all right? And remember, we were drawing this wedge for you. We had it kind of going and we worked out. We worked out of it to the upside. Almost a bull pennant when you look at it sideways with a beautiful measured move. And how do you get the measured move? Just the base of the triangle is really where you're going to get started. It's going to take you to exactly where we went. If you learn your measured moves, you're going to be all right. You're going to start trading differently than the masses. You're going to learn so much, okay? Now you can see I just built this again, right? I built this free. You guys saw it. Now you can see how the magic comes together, how you can see what's happening. How do we call this dump to the downside? We saw a diamond pattern. Diamonds break down, okay? We called this as a diamond. You just got to be faster than the next guy at finding the pattern. We are super amazing and efficient at finding the pattern in my trading group. I have pattern recognition like a hawk. I see things faster and clearer. It's just what I do. It's a little bit of a skill of mine, okay? And with that, we use that everyone in the group uses to the advantage, and we move together. And then everyone gets what's called lifer vision. See the name of this? See the name of what I'm doing here? Lifer vision basic. And then we have lifer vision. You don't even want to see lifer vision yet. That'll blow your mind. Let's take a look at the 4-hour and the 1-hour, both pointing to the downside. More downside coming for Bitcoin on the 1-hour time frame. Clear as day. So I do see a bounce to the downside. However, everyone sees that. So, like I told you, once price gets there, it has to come and kiss the 21-day. We could be making a bull pennant or a bear pennant. So I just draw. This is what I do. And if this doesn't make sense to you, then it won't. But if you're one of my students and you're starting to pick up what I'm putting down, if you're watching my live a lot, you start to be like, oh, I get what he's saying now. Because he's saying he doesn't know where price is going. So if he doesn't know where price is going, it could stay in a pennant or could break to the downside. If this pennant breaks, we might get a bearish retest. He'll short it. Okay, I don't have to short right now. There's a chance you could begin a short if you'd like based on the 15 and the 1 hour. However, there's no guarantees that this won't keep going up. All right. There's just no guarantees that it won't go up. There's no guarantees it will go down. I watch it for what it is. There is bearish divergence. I will tell you that. That alone would make me just open a short. Just, open shorts on bearish divergence. But it could start to play out and get a bit of a bounce. So that's why I watch the flag here on the 1 hour time frame. We might be making one of these. You see? We very well might make one of these. You can take the bars pattern here. And who's to say we're not going to do just the, we're already kind of following it. Pretty spot on, So who's to say we won't do this? And then look, that'll hit that same node of liquidity. Not saying this is guaranteed, but I fractaled out this one over here. See this one? And it was pretty similar. This big one is kind of like a big fractal of that smaller zone. You might not see what I'm saying. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Anyway, just so things to think about here for BTC. All right. So 31,500 is also psychological resistance, right? It just is. And it's also a high volume. It's a node and it's a place where, 31,005. So you can see this is going to be our next big boy resistance. All right. And then our next area to watch is going to be down here. Right here at 30,800. So we'll be watching for this area for a bounce. If we do break it, we'll be looking at this next area here at 30,000 and 30,100. So, and it kind of follows the 500 areas, 760, 500 area. And so this is kind of what I'm seeing here. Either Bitcoin stays in this area, and then what I will do, if we hit down here, we may trade the 1 hour to the upside on the alts. Take a look at the 4 hour time frame, getting overbought. And honestly, the 4 hour time frame has just been doing its thing, like up, down, up, down, up, down. Like we channeled it here. Once we find the channel, we've been able to play the 4 hours. See, we found it here and we played that channel. We broke out. Now, another thing that I want to show everybody that not anyone else has really shown. I'm going to delete this work. I know it's crazy. Actually, I don't want to delete all the work. But see, it's the bigger channel that we're in. You see it? You see it now, right? This is a rising wedge that could break to the downside. And that measured move is $25,000. All right. So we could do all this fun stuff. So I just want to show, because everyone's excited right now. But look, we're at heavy resistance. Just want to put Bitcoin to bed, and then we can go on into the Dow Jones and the rest of the markets, and then into the altcoins, But so heavy resistance right here for sure. This is just a place we're gonna have a big issue with. 32,500. I'm gonna call it. Okay, so that's just right off the bat. Now you can see we're making this. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up. Likely now we're gonna head down, just like likely we're gonna head up when we found the bigger pattern. Now it's likely we come back down here. The 30,297. It's just that's the occurrence. The 4 hours been telling us how to trade Bitcoin. We got to the top of the stochastics. Right here, we started to bend. High on the RSI. Bang, right? Right now, we don't have any big divergences on, that's not, we can't say that's bearish there. Unless we get a poke up, we then might get some hidden bearish on price action, all right? So this is what I see happening. We see the bearish divergence forming on the 7 minute. We're starting to get rejected. It's likely we come back down here to 30,259. All right. It is likely. All right. It's likely. So there you go. Right. 6 hours also getting high again. Right. Now we trade the 6 hours short. Just like we trade the 6 hour long, trade the 6 hours short. You get it? And back and forth. RSI is getting high. You got, look, and price action went up and the volume was going down. That's bearish. See? Upward in price action. Look at this. And I'll explain why this is bearish. And I teach this in my beginner's course, and I'll explain why. All right? I'll get rid of this measured move. I just like seeing how the TA played out. It's so hard for me to get rid of it. All right. Point of the story is this. You have volume, okay? And you had price action kind of from here to here go up, all right? From this node to this node, it's going to the upside, all right? See that? It's almost bearish divergence there in a way because, see, this is good. It's like going to the downside. Another thing is volume, all right, from this node to that node is down. See? Downward trajectory. So why are you losing the buyers? If you were so strong, this would be rising up, and this would match trajectory. You would have rising price with rising volume, which is bullish. But you have rising price with falling volume, telling me it's likely, and you're at the top of a node, it's likely you will start to see a rejection to the downside. The short was already started right here at this wick at 31,737 in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not guaranteeing it. And again, I don't start the short yet. Why? Because I'm not guaranteeing that that's going to happen. My trading style doesn't force me in to make those decisions. And that's why we have this flag drawn on the 1 hour. If the flag plays out and my alert hits, it changes the story a little significantly. And there's actually more bullish action. I figured out a way for the price action to tell me whether it's bullish or not. Isn't that crazy? So I don't have to make the decision. And it doesn't mean I'm 100% right either. It's gone all the way here to the node and then we've dropped, even when we've been low in the stochastics. They've done everything to me. But this has kept me far more accurate than all the other traders I've been watching and all the other things that they've been doing. I honestly don't even want people to learn this. I don't want too many people to learn it because I know it's so accurate. If the whole world knew it, it would throw off my edge. So like, there is some science to the fact that like, I only want, and I believe only my best students really pick up on what I'm putting down here. Even though I show it every single day, I think it goes right in one ear and right out I don't think people really pick up what I'm doing. Some people do. Some super intelligent people do. They watch it. They're like, oh, I got exactly what this guy's doing. And they don't, other people are a little like, but I'm telling you right now, if you figure out what I'm putting down, it gives you like an equation to trade. It's right in front of you, but you may not be able to see it. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm being honest. Anyway. Okay, super chats, XHV and STEM. Yeah. The bottom is in. You would experience alpha decay. Yeah. You need beginner's class to really start smelling what the lifers stepping in. Any advice how to set up KuCoin in New York with VPN? Just don't pick Boston. I can't tell you what to do, man. You got to figure it out yourself. Like, there's something you have to do, and you got to figure it out. Ask someone in my trading group. They'll tell you. But I don't even want to say it because, like, I did it on my own, and everyone has to do it on their own. And, and it's not that hard to figure out. I did it the first day I opened up a KuCoin. It wasn't hard for me to figure out. I'm not trying to be rude. And I'm here for you, and I want to help you, but I don't want to say certain things online. Jump into my trading group. Ask somebody a question. They will help you, okay? You just don't have to pick a certain place, all right? Pick some other place. All right, I said it without saying it, so figure it out, please. Don't make me spell it out. Okay, love you, brother. Join the trading group and ask away. There you go, man. It's like 24 hour. My trading group is 24-hour customer service, really, when it comes to crypto. We do all sorts of stuff to help you. Like, it's everything you need. So jump on in. I'd greatly appreciate it if you invested in yourself and helped yourself get in here. It's the best place to be, I'm telling you right now. Back to 500 traders and banging on them to the upside. All right. You've seen it, man. My calls are playing out live in front of everybody, right? So look, you have bearish divergence to the 15. Does say you will drop like an anvil to the downside. You are starting to drop. Okay. You can see this kind of messy flag that we're in here. That's really, we're kind of back in the flag. And it's, to me, it's a rising wedge that broke out, broke back down, and it's coming back. Another thing, look at this. A diamond pattern that broke from the upside, a diamond reversal. You got to see it before everybody else can see it. That is possibly a diamond reversal pattern of the 7-minute. Look at squiggly line sideways and a dump to the downside. Just something to think about, okay? Not going to lie, biggest thing that holds me back in the group is my rural internet connection. Hit my 300 gigabyte cap in 10 days. Looking at charts. Startlink 18 months late. No fiber till 2023. Oh, that's tough. Where is that? Better deal with the 100K I paid for real college, right? Yeah, better deal. Exactly. Are you referring to the Discord? Is there another group to join? No, the Discord is it. You join the welcome group in my Discord, which gives you access to the bootcamp, a free trading area. That alone is free. People, look at all the likes in the look at all this 27, 9, 3, 21, 10. People love this stuff. They're eating it up. And then testimonials alone, people just teach you, they'll tell you stuff. You know, they just break it down. What am I posting in the testimonials accidentally? I do that sometimes in the morning when I'm tired, messing up. But look, this is using my method. Just keep reading about it. I could read about myself all day long. This one's super long and breaks it down. This is like a life story. Made me cry. Like, if you read that, it'll look at all that. I mean, just check it out, man. And hundreds of people leaving video testimonials. Hundreds and hundreds of people are writing testimonials. It's about mindset. We teach mindset in this trading group. Mindset is like 90% of trading. I mean, you got to spend your years educating yourself. Then it's mindset. It's very similar like a doctor. You go to med school, they teach you, right, all about the anatomy of the body. Then you might even like actually work on a cadaver, right? They're going to teach you about the organs. And then like one day you're going to have to actually make an operation. And at that point, you're going to have to find out who you really are, right? Like they could train you, do whatever you want, but you're going to have to, same thing in trading. I could teach you all the stuff. You can watch 100 YouTubers. You can learn every TA trick in the book, okay? Every TA trick in the book. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to figure out how to pull that trigger. You're going to have to figure out how your emotions feel when you get in and get out of a trade. And you're going to feel out how you're able to kind of get yourself through the trade. So it's going to be much more than just the technical analysis. It's going to be way deeper than that. Everybody, can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would much greatly appreciate it. 364 people on the live, 498. We got 500 people here basically banging on them. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Currently, I run a dual SIM setup for Ryzen 150 at ATM and 150. I tether from phone for the rest of the month. It's whack. Oh, that's horrible. On CBM, I can buy only a few. Is this bull trap or bottom is in? Honestly, we won't know for sure. How we'll know is the bounce off the lower time frame that I'm showing you on the bigger idea. Like, you know, like when we come and bounce off here. Okay. So levels to watch. I'm looking for a short down to this area. You're looking for a short down to 30,800, right? 30,000 even, 30,500 psychological area. Anywhere in this zone that you see we bounced here, that's your next area you're going to tussle with. It is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. And honestly, I mean, that's strong bearish divergence that we called at the beginning of the live, right when it started. 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. An hour ago, actually. Wow. An hour ago. So, like, before the short even started, it was likely Bitcoin was going to take a bit of a dump. All right? You can still say it's in this, trying to stay in this bull rectangle. Areas to watch for a breach is once you breach this area, you're going down fast. You're going to gap. Because you gapped up pretty fast. So you breach 31,300, 31,133. You're gapping down. Definitely back to that this next area. And you break that, you're coming back down to where we broke out from. All right. And like I showed you before on the bigger time frame, it's likely that this is the channel we're in. We found the channel. We know what we're doing here. Just readjust this kind of. But this is what we're in. This is the pattern. Clear as day. And it's very likely. So what you're looking for is this. You flag out. You don't Simpson. Somehow miraculous happens. You boom. Use this as support. And you start making a move out of here. Which is possible. Some could look at this as a symmetrical triangle with a 50-50 break to the upside or to the downside. To me, it kind of is. All right? If it breaks to the downside, you're going to take the measured move with this back end here, like so. Babe, you here, babe? BB? Somebody home? Yeah. Never clone alone, you know? But I just cloned real quick. I know she's taking a nap with the baby, so she didn't answer, but I know I'm not alone. So I didn't clone alone. I want to make that really clear. All right. Now you have to remember that this breakout would get us back to the top of the bigger channel. So see how I take you in and out of worlds? Like I zoom out. So like we have this bigger idea to play out that we're up, down, up, and we'll come to the top of this channel. All right. You get it? Can you encapsulate multiple ideas at once? That is the true skill of a trader. Can you understand the bigger, like we're in this bigger wedge that broke off the bottom of the wedge, headed up here. And you can see that measured move will take us to about 36,500. And we could hit this area here at 35,000. So this is a zone that we're looking to come back to for Bitcoin, a bigger idea. Now I'm going to show you what needs to happen And so that's why I'm always watching the 1 hour and the 15, because I'm digging us through these digging holes. Look how the 15-minute got us to the bigger time frame move here last night, because we were able to encapsulate what the inverted head and shoulder was down here. We were able to find this. I'm teaching these ideas because you got to be able to see smaller to bigger, bigger to smaller. And as you zoom in and zoom out, it's very similar to using a telescope, a microscope, telescope, anything that can give you time in that manner. All right. So 31,000 may very well hold. This flag could break to the upside. We could be just getting some sideways behavior. Anything is possible. You cannot tell yourself you know. Then you wait for the sign. When you see this inverted head and shoulder, 68% of the time it's going to break out. You pounce on that one moment in time that there's a 68% chance. Everything here is a moment in time where there's a 68% chance. This short was a 68% chance it was going to break to the downside with the bearish divvy. This long was you know what I'm saying? Like this falling wedge was a 68% chance it was going to break up. This inverted was a 68, right? This diamond is a 68 we're going to dump. This rising wedge, dump, right? Bearish divergence now, forming. Now you start adding your other things instead of just the patterns that the subliminal ideas that the patterns give you. You start adding other ideas as well. All right? All right. Moving forward. Macro and micro, Enco. Let's take a look at our whole show real fast and break it down. Shout out to anyone that jumped into CAR and made big gains. Shout out to anyone that jumped into KuCoin. I got a link to KuCoin in the description below. If you do not have a KuCoin account, you are missing and tripping. Look, MXW for 102%. DPET for 112%. Lava X up for 33%. Sol 3L banging on them, up 31%. Did come back down a little bit though. Unify, Kono, Ava 3L. You know, you really should trade with Sheldon because they're going to put a lot of volume behind their trades. So it's kind of scammy, but in a way, they're going to make their trades play out a little bit. We should ride their waves and just sell early and late. You get it? Because I know it's insane, but when you know a lot of people are going to do one thing, you could ride the coattails of that. Just sell earlier than the Sheldon's people because they're going to be more beginners. So if you know, sad to say, but I just gave you a hint of how an expert trader can take advantage of what they're doing. You can watch them and you could be preemptive about their ideas. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, just sell early on them because a lot of them will stay in the trade too long and they're going to get banged out. It just is what it is. That's what happens to beginner traders. Or they set a trade and they forget about it. They go out with a friend. They're just not focused 100% on trading as much as they should be, and they miss out, you know. Look at DFNY and on the 15-minute. This could make a bit of a move, and it's already up 30% gains. Look at the 1 hour's coming on down. Needs to touch that 21, but you are making a flag here. Something I would continue to watch. Polex finally had its gain. It's so funny. Remember, I was in Polex down here. Had I just waited this whole time, massive gains were coming on. That's just so funny. But again, card banged on them to the upside for massive gains. And again, everything is kind of flagging out. All coins are kind of showing some strong signs of wanting to consolidate above certain areas here. Fractal as well. TIDAL banged on them. We gave you TIDAL down here. Look at this. We gave you TIDAL down here. TIDAL still could go up 124% gains. No stop loss got hit. It made the wedge. It banged to the upside. TIDAL for massive gains. 36% gains for TIDAL. Even Phantom 3L came back from the depths. Look like it's making a shoulder, a bit of a head, maybe a possible shoulder there as well. Wow. People banged on them to the upside. We talked about people breaking these trend lines and possibly breaking to the upside. Yesterday, someone asked me about people. EPK we were watching, we were buying down on the low. That wick is insane, but we were buying down here for EPK. It continued to break up. Look at this. I mean, gains of 53% gains. No stop loss got hit. It'll make into that trade for EPK. Just massive gains. And shout out to my crew who's been working tirelessly, all my analysts and everybody. For us to achieve the gains, it's a team effort. It doesn't happen, I started the spark, but it's a team effort. And if you just look at the gains, these are the gains in the last week. Card starter at June 5th, I put it out at 5 p.m. And this is on Sunday, by this morning, this was up 54% gains, right? Serve, put it out yesterday at 5:30 in the morning. By the afternoon, 12 hours later, up 27% gains. Shout out to my man, Rainier. XHV, banging on them, up 21% gains. Solve, up 14 on June 1st to June 3rd. June 2nd to June 3rd, 28% for Sol 3S. And we showed you, we were the first people to talk about the Sol short. We even put out the cup in hand over the Sol short on around the blockchain live in front of people. You know, we went over Colm over the weekly screen share, banged out for 48% gains. Vision was a beautiful call by the analyst in the trading group. Bitcoin short we called when it was in a falling wedge, it would bang for 20% gains. Brawl we had in this tight channel, it would bang out for 25%. May 28th to June 2nd, another short for Solana. This is when we first put it out in the cup and handle. This would bang for 64% gains, right? ETH short we had out here. I put it out a long time ago. Bit of a weird cup and handle, but it would play out. I also had Fibonacci's drawn on the 618. It would bang off the 618 for 35% gains. No stop got hit in any of these. We put this live on the channel on May 31st. It would bang, bang, bang for 42%, right? Waves call. Everyone knew I was on Waves. I drew this live on the channel as well. Live call. I remember when it would happen, May 30th. This would bang for 83%. Glimmer, I talked about till May 30th. So from like May 26th till June 4th or 3rd, we banged on them. We called shorts when the market went down. We called longs. We took advantage of the market the best way possible. Shout out to anyone that jumped on in. Now the market's starting to take a bit of a dump. Let's take the shorts as they're banging on them. The Sol 3S is a good play. So shout out to Sheldon taking it down. And there's your short for Sol banging to the upside, right? And look at that. We played that beautiful cup and handle for short. See? I mean, and you just take the measured move and you get on out. Call it a day. Make a move, right? Just entered Bitcoin short, already up. A little late, in my opinion. I'll show you what I'm seeing, but we'll break it down. So look at this. You got this diagonal support that you're kind of bouncing off of. It's almost like you broke back inside the pattern. See this? This is interesting. 1 hour's coming on up. 4 hours ready to rock, though. 4 hours suggests you are about to bounce nicely. Let's open this up. Look, this is what we see now. See? Now, this is why being a patternist or figuring out the patterns really comes in handy. You know? So here, like, here's the Solana short. Okay? A basically double bottom here. Clear as day. And you're just going to trade this leg to the upside on the pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Now, I don't like to get in right now. Technically, I'd like to wait a little bit, but it could be an advantageous move. But it's just not my trading style. I would have had to get in when the 15-minute was low right here on the bullish divergence. See? Swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up on the RSI. I would have gotten in here on the bullish divergence to the upside. And then you got overbought here to the 15-minute. You know? But here, see, you're at resistance. I wouldn't enter shorts when the 15-minute is this high. Just not a good idea for me. Now I start seeing something else play out here. Yeah, okay, that was our wedge that we broke out of. I mean, the short's making a rising wedge here on the 15. You see this? And you're getting overbought. So it's likely the shorts are going to cool off and come down a little bit here first. All right. This could be making a double bottom. You see that? This has to come on down. I wouldn't open a short till the 15-minute resets, and I could be 100% wrong. You could see a huge pump now, but I wouldn't open up a short until the 15-minute resets. However, I do like what we're seeing here. I would also let the 1 hour kind of do its thing and bust up, come back down for support. Then I just have certain prerequisites for when I enter, and I can't chase. My entries have to come to me. All right, I have to know where it's coming and nail the entry. I wasn't quick enough and swift enough to make the move here. All right. But I do see a move to the upside here out of Solana 3S. A bit of a falling wedge like this. See? And we could be breaking out to the upside, back to the upside. And that's going to be some gains. So let's take a look. Yeah, 65% gains for short and Solana again. And I showed you Bitcoin's going to come back down to that channel that we looked at. So just something to think about. Can you evaluate Flux? We'll take a look at Flux. These 3x shorts melt my brain. Sheldon even missed his own trade. He was too picky for entry. So front run it a bit. 43.25. Gonna diamond. We killed it with Plutonians on Saturday. Shout out to Big Wig Energy. Man, you guys were all over it. I missed out. You guys were all over it. All over it. Unbelievable. Shout out to everybody here in the trading group. But yeah, if you don't have a KuCoin account, you're missing out on massive gains. Yeah, Plutonians went up for 200% gains, like PLD. you're just missing out on massive gains in the trading group if you do not have a KuCoin. And it's so easy. Links in the description to all the stuff below. But still amazing moves, man. Amazing moves here. And if you do TA every single day, the TA will lead you to the right place. And you'll start seeing things you never thought possible. All right? Look at Card Starter getting bullish again. Look at this, dude. It just erupted on the 1 hour. That's insanity. I just drew this. This thing just absolutely erupted. Look at this. Up 16% in the last 15 minutes. We just drew this. I'm telling you right now, money follows me around. It's absolutely insane. People like the lifer. People follow me. There's just a je ne sais quoi going on here. I can't explain it. I didn't do it. My hands have been here the whole time. I haven't traded it. I swear I don't have a team trading it. Someone else may have did that. I couldn't have done that. 16% gains for Card Starter on the live stream. Banged on them the second I just made a consolidative move here. Defying all the odds. The one trade that I really picked out and talked about too, right? And you can see it was our big gainer of the night too. Last night, woke up to gains this morning. Card Starter for another 16% gains on a massive candle. Absolutely absurd. That's absurd. Card for more. Unreal. Like, absolutely unbelievable. Shout out to anyone that's been kicking it with me through these bear times and hanging out, man. We've been having a blast. Thank you so much for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Bang, 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 man. We talked about this on the live. It banged out. Man, come here for the education. Come here for the knowledge, and just come here to be wowed. Come here for just true insanity. Like, the whole market's dumping, and Card is blasting to the upside. It's just absurd. It's absurd. ETHO's been hot, too. ETHO has been hot. I wouldn't be surprised if this coin kind of does something interesting here out of this move. It's a symmetrical triangle. 50-50 shot that this breaks up or down. So, you don't get the kind of nice 78% warm feeling that I usually go for. Also possible shoulder, head and a shoulder, even though it's descending in a way. But it is getting tight. Oversold in the 15. 1 hour also oversold. Look at the 7 minute just for tighter time frame. And you can see, wow, this may be making a bit of a move in a second here out of the zone. Look what we also see a bit. It's slight hidden bullish divergence. Very slight. Not a lot, but slight. Very slight. This could break out to the upside. 50% chance that it does. Measured move here to support. 67% gains. You also have a lot of support you can hide below. Like somewhere right here below that next zone. If I put this right there. Yes, I like that. It's a 3 to 7 risk-reward ratio. I could go even a little lower if I wanted to. It's just interesting. ETHOS has been hot. This coin did huge pumps recently. 100% gains the other day. Like 2 days this weekend. 327% gains from June 5th. Yesterday, yeah. This thing is up enormously large. It's absolutely absurd. We pull a Fibonacci on this as well. We're going to find the coins that you got that nobody knows about. It's at the 618. Could it bounce on the 618? We saw this the other day. I'm just putting it out there. Not guaranteeing it. I'm not personally in the trade. All right. But I do like ETHOS for a bit of a move here. If you're not on the live stream and you're in the trading group, you get this posted to your live phone feed, your computer, whatever you're doing. But ETHO, man, on KuCoin, looks like it could defy the odds of what the rest of the market is doing regardless. Remember, irregardless is not a word, all right? No matter how you want to push it or make it happen, it's just not a word, all right? Wow, 50 minutes spent on a lot of these coins. You can see they're kind of breaking out and maintaining some movement. Let's jump into the world markets here. Let's see what we see with the show. Let's look at the Dow Jones Industrial. And the Dow kind of came a little lower. But look, I said as long as it can stay in this flag, we're good to go. Look, do you see what the Dow's doing? The Dow's in an inverted head and shoulder. Do you not see that? Shoulder, head, and shoulder. I didn't see this morning. This is my brain working at the speed of light. That's why we talk about working at the speed of light as fast as you can. The faster you can find the target, the faster you can get in, the faster you can make a move, the faster you can take another trader's money. Remember, when you're trading, you're taking other traders' money. That is what it is. I hate to break it down to you, but that's what's happening. Inverted head and shoulder could break us to the upside. 1 hour actually in indecision with some bullish moves to the upside. Let's take a look at the 15. 50-minute could be swooping up for more gains. I see some sideways action. I see some movement to the upside. If we flip the script, the dollar index should have a head and shoulder on the 1 hour time frame. Let's take a look. Do we see that happening? Wow, this had a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder there too. Quite interesting. It did pump to the upside here. So it also had an inverted, which is weird. Look, a shoulder head, and it also had an inverted, which it broke up from. However, it's very overbought on the 15 and very overbought on the 1 hour. It's telling us that that's all it had. Also, if you look at this is almost flat, slightly kind of flat, far more to the downside. You're getting some hidden bullish. You're getting slow traits of hidden bullish right here. I'd like to see this get rejected by this trend. Let's break it down here. Yeah, that's your trend. I'd love to see this get rejected. You're at the top of your trend line. You're getting overbought. 4 hour is also kind of in indecision. Can you dump on us? You look at the daily. Daily wants to pump hard, but we could, I've seen this happen. We could get a curve. Now, I've been teaching my students about how bigger time frames roll into smaller ones. It's an extremely important idea. And you can see here that this 3-day does also wants to pump. The 5-day wants to pump for the dollar. The weekly wants to pump on the dollar. Or we could be kind of interesting. See, I talked about this 2-week resetting. But considering we could kind of be doing one of these. I mean, we're in an indecision. Everyone thinks that the bear market could be over. Please don't think that. Please, like I showed you, there's levels we're going to have to go through. We're going to take it level by level every day, everybody. I don't know if the bear market's over. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. It's okay with me, and I'm okay with saying that. The reason why I'm more accurate, the reason why I was able to say what would probably happen on around the blockchain is because I don't know what's going to happen. And because I don't know, that's why I'm able to accurately call what will happen. You get it? And I know it blows most people's mind, but the humbleness gives you the knowledge. And that's the same thing in everything in life. That you just carry over life lessons into trading. You just carry over life lessons into trading, and you see how they kind of formulate the plan, formulate the frequency. And because it's a frequency. Frequency doesn't change no matter, like you could be playing hockey, football, or baseball. The way you treat someone in your sportsmanship is a frequency, right? That's super important, how you treat someone in your sportsmanship. And that can be done in all sports. It doesn't matter what sport you're in, right? You get what I'm saying? So just something to think about. Now, we do what's called the twisted sister here. We make two patterns, and we decide which way the price will make that move in this pattern. The dollar index could start to work its way out of a rising wedge here and do something like this. This would slow down Bitcoin's trajectory for a while, for sure. All right? What we'd like to see, though, we'd like to see this resistance not break for the dollar index. Right now, the 1 hour suggests that the dollar is going to slow down for us, and we actually might get a little relief rally for Bitcoin. So be careful if you're shorting the market. The dollar index may make a turn here in the next 2-3 hours, and it may pummel the short. So I just be careful. And that's why I draw my flag and I don't make a trade exactly yet. All right? If that makes any sense. Fireworks coming for XP soon. XRP, you mean? I didn't even notice that. The DXY just broke out, coming down for a retest. Not good. I don't know. I believe it's going to end up kind of coming back down here. It is in this pennant now. See this pennant that we just drew? If you can see it tight. But right now I see for the next 8 or 9 hours, we should struggle and come back to the downside for the DXY. The total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. Thank the heavens. All right. And we're not out of the water yet, but at least, we were in the zone. I drew this idea. And at least I said, hey, can we get back to the upside here? Can we break out of the falling wedge? We did that at least. Thank the Lord, We came back to resistance, though, right? And we're just back to our next resistance at $1.27 trillion. And as we said before, do we head back down now? Could we possibly be in this? And we broke back out, broke in. Do we have this channel going? I mean, you kind of have to respect this idea because you had so many touches on it. Like this, see? But you are at resistance. The 4 hour, like everything else, is probably in that overbought region. Now, we hung up here before, like right around here, the 4 hour, and we just kept moving. We could keep, and that's why I do have my statistical, like, anomalies. Like, that happens really. Most of the time we dump. We should be dumping, but anything could happen. What my strategy does is it protects you from pushing too hard. Also, look, rising wedges break down 68% of the time, and you were high in the stochastics. You couldn't get above a previous range. The old school style that I trade in. Okay? Bang. Now you're looking for possible an M pattern, too. Do we make an M and dump? Once we try to make it back into the pattern, you see? And that's, again, why I have this drawn, this flag, because you don't know what's going to happen. The flag may be bum, and I'll throw it out, and I'll never need it. And maybe price action won't interact in this flag in this manner, and we'll continue to the downside. But this flag will give me so much indication as to what's going to happen. Drew a diagonal trend line from peak. Meeting with PhD supervisor finished, and I'm back to the lifers. That's awesome, man. What up, partner? Please don't give me a quick analysis on this one. Thank you for the all days alerts over the weekend. Lifers crew is amazing. Do you trade on Monday, Sam? I know a lot of traders try to avoid it if possible. Yeah, I tend not to trade Monday into Sunday night into Monday. It's heavy volatility. Heavy volatility. And, it can definitely be a detriment. However, I trade whenever the charts tell me there's a good trade brewing. If I see a good trade, I take it. If I see a good trade, I take it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, And again, someone say, oh, you had this trade, it didn't play out. This was just if a Bitcoin didn't hit a certain level. If you saw Bitcoin do a bearish retest, we would jump into this. So I put out these trades for my students, and I say, listen, this is a backup for if Bitcoin doesn't do what we believe it's going to do. Like, I have this all mapped out, double bottom, boo, but what if we make a bearish wedge and it doesn't happen? Well, then we have something to fall back on quickly. If you don't have these setups ready to go, so this setup should dump if the longs play out. And you guys saw me long Bitcoin last night. You know I was not shorting Bitcoin. So you know I did not trade this, and I didn't tell anyone to trade it. You saw where my head was at last night. We broke it down. Anyway, let's take a look at the dollar. So we got the dollar index. Hopefully we can get rejected here and come back to the downside. We do not want to see us breach this area. We are overbought on the 1 hour. I'd like to see the 1 hour take us to the downside. Give us a relief rally for Bitcoin today. And maybe we don't see any lower. And that's why this flag could stay intact that we have drawn here. And that's why I draw my flag. Okay, now it starts to make sense. I keep saying the same things over and over again. I hope it's starting to kind of sink in though. All right. Removing all emotions and basis, all indicators and charts appear to me to be a dead cat bounce. And we have not bottomed for good yet. But anything is possible. This is just what I see. Rule number 1 in my book is take your time. The market isn't leaving. Exactly. If you missed the last good trade, the next one is around the corner. I like what he just said. Hey, Lifer, can you look at Algo? Send in a super chat, everybody. Please send in a super chat. STEEM, API3, FLUX, and Elrond. Let's take a look at these. Thank you so much for the super chats, everybody. Let's take a look at STEAM or STEM. STEAM, though. It was STEAM back in the day. Okay, so people want STEAM. It had a bit of a pump. Came back up. Let's take a look at our daily time frames. All right. Oh, it just came out on Binance like in April. It's funny. Isn't this maybe this is STEM and I'm getting it confused, but remember when this first came out as the social media? Interesting. STEAM, yeah. I mean, this was like one of the first coins ever out in 2017. It's still around. So it made about a symmetrical triangle. You kind of have to give it that. Kind of like the Bitcoin move, but broke out hugely. Got rejected quickly with a sell-off, though. And you're overbought on the daily. You have to assume that you could be coming down here. Where? I don't know. Let me open this up to match this channel on the... Yeah, like this. Bit of a bear flag. I mean, it's an ascending triangle. What people don't forget is they always get really bullish on these. But they forget that they have bearish 50-50 shots. So they could go up or down either way. So there's a 50% chance this breaks back down and you make a giant double bottom for STEAM. We take a look at the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours trying to bounce here, and it's actually a pretty good sign that you might get a bounce on the bottom trend line. Showing signs of life here, like you could, see. But again, it may follow Bitcoin. It may struggle. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Indecisive with the falling wedge. But you're kind of curling here. I don't know. It says you might actually want to come back down. Celtics took a beating last night. What happened to the Celtics? They were losing the ball like it had Crisco on it. My God, did they, And again, when you don't know what's going to happen, you just draw these flags. And if the flag could play out, this could continue to break to the upside, that's what people don't understand is like you don't know what's going to happen. If this breaks out, see, then I would be inclined to not trade it, but wait for it to get above this zone and then get that bounce. I want to get retest. That's the safest place to get into a trade is a retest. So I'd be looking for STEAM to bounce off 30 cents and confirm that, before I actually took a look. I'm not getting into STEAM, and I probably never will buy this. I want to make it really clear. Not on my radar, nothing I really want to do with it, but I did go over it because it was asked. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at AP13. And look at this. You can see the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder. Even though it was slanted, it was a head and shoulder pattern. All right. Also, rounded tops do not pay the bills. Rounded bottoms do. When you start rounding the top, it's not a good sign. It means you kind of want to get out. Also, M patterns are not a good look. There's an M hanging here at the bottom of this pattern. You would break down. Shoulder, head, and a shoulder. A lot of bearish signals here for API3. Also, if you break this down, it was in a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. This thing was telling you it was about to dump peasy on you. It was also sitting at the exact resistance. There was a lot of reasons why this would have been an easy short to the downside. Stochastics RSI were also rolling, and you were high on this. You also had bearish divergence as well. Interesting. So, like, you can see how the narrative starts to play out. All right. Giant double bottom beginning to form on the 1 hour possibly, though, and you are low. Look at this. That is a double bottom. Measured move of this double bottom is length of here to here, and then swing it to where you would break out of here. It's a big move. You get up here from there to there. That's a pretty nice gain. 47% to the measured move of the W if you can make it happen. Is that going to happen? I don't know. All eyes on Bitcoin and other things. Looks like you got this brewing. At least back to the top of the pattern. It's somewhat of a descending triangle, right? You see that? It's got the makings of a descending triangle, in my humble opinion. You know, you see? But they break out 50% of the time. There's a chance it could break out for you, right? Then you want to hit that daily and see what the daily's telling you. The daily is trying to move back to the upside. You also have bullish divergence here slightly forming as you're swinging up on the RSI. That's a double bottom of the daily. Chance you did bottom here on the bigger time frame. Okay? High risk, high reward is you're very close to the bottom. High risk, high reward. If Bitcoin, you know, does any type of dippage, this is going to take a beat down. So, am I trading this? No, I don't believe it's the trade of the day. Could it pop? Highly likely. Yes, but is it my trade? No. 4 hour wants to come down on you and you didn't break the previous high right here. So even an idea that you could be doing, you know, you could be making this pattern too. You could be starting this actually. And we could be coming even lower down here somewhere. So just be careful. 4 hours suggest that there is more coming to the downside. Bitcoin also wants to dump, and a lot of these coins didn't make it as high as Bitcoin did, so it's not a good look, so to speak. All right. Shout out to Flux. Let's take a look at Flux, which had a good area at about 120, a buck, but let's see. Probably, what is it, 60 cents now? Let's take a look at Flux. 66 cents. I hadn't looked at it yet, but just something to think about. We had in this falling wedge. Could Flux do damage? Sorry, let me get it. We had in this falling wedge. Could Flux do damage? Bouncing off the bottom of the trend line here and getting squiggly wiggly. It's just like, that's consolidation, but it's not strong consolidation. It's like bear flag-esque, especially when the 4 hour makes it to a higher high, you know? At least Bitcoin started making a falling wedge and began to kind of break out. A lot of coins aren't looking the best. And altcoins, I told everybody, even if Bitcoin pumps hard, you'll see altcoins, people will jump out of their altcoins and buy into Bitcoin. People that never bought Bitcoin were like, you know what, I might as well just sell my alts for Bitcoin and take the beat down. Like, so what will happen is you'll see even more alts can go lower. So Flux could drop out of this to the downside. You want to look at the daily. Daily is, yeah, I mean, even the daily is trying to curve on you. You got some divergence there, you know, but not my trade. 66 cents. I think there's better out there. There's some other projects. You know, you could throw it in this. It's a bit of a pennant there that could be tight and break out on the 30-minute. You need this pennant to break out. See, like, I'm being very, very rudimentary with this, but you need, and it's kind of again like a descending triangle because you got a flatter bottom. I mean, it's a symmetrical triangle. This one here, this here. You desperately need this to break out. Use this for a retest or use this as a retest. 75 cents needs to be recaptured for this resistance. That'll actually give you a bigger move because you'll get a bounce and then you can gap up to this area here too. So I wouldn't even touch it till it broke above 75 cents, in my humble opinion. Let's take a look at EGLD. Had some trouble today, right? Read about some issues on the network and then it took a massive dump. Kind of sad. Even EGLD now getting fudded in the market. You could see it took a massive dump here. They try to recapture, took a massive dump again. EGLD not looking good. They say funds are safe. You never want to hear your funds are safe from the CEO. And that's what we heard. I love EGLD. I think it's a great project, but the fact that your funds are safe, I just can't. Yeah. You know, first it's Luna, then it's Solana, and now you got EGLD. So just some issues on the Elrond blockchain Everything seems to be fine now. They did respond fast and furiously. They tried to use it as kind of a move. You see strong bullish divergence on the 30-minute as this swings to the upside, this swings to the downside. You are getting a bit of a bounce, but EGLD took a beat down. And, you know, if anything, yes, that's a falling wedge that wants to break out 68% of the time. Sorry about that. My chubby finger slipped there. But yes, that's the falling wedge that wants to break out 68% of the time. And anything is possible, but, I mean, I don't know, you know. I'm losing faith, I'll be honest, in, like, you know, like in where the exact bottom could be, you know. I believe in this project, though. DCAing is a great idea, but, I mean, you lost a major support zone at 125 there. Once that broke, I mean, this was a wrap on May 5th. Been fighting to get back in the whole time, and this brings you right back to resistance. So, yes, I love EGLD. Yes, I believe in it as a project, but man, oh man, come on. EGLD, like seriously. Yeah. And we're getting a bit of a bounce as suggested here for BTC. This is interesting. This flag is holding us down. Look, the 15-minute got low. We flagged back up. It's Monday. That's another thing, everybody. It's Monday. It's going to be heavy volatility. The people that love to trade, or the people that can't take a day off are going to get liquidated a lot. Let me say that again. The people that can't take a day off are going to get liquidated a lot. If you are unable to take a day off from trading, I take a day off. If every once in a while you got to rest the brain. It's nice to see your stablecoin sit for a second and come back to trading in a day. I do it every day, and every day wants to have fun. I get it. But I'm a YouTube personality, and I'm out here every day, and this is my life. I don't have a job like you guys do. This is my life. I trade for a living, and I do YouTube, you know? I'd like to get a deal one day with a big network. I have dreams and hopes of doing big things with my life. Even if I made 100 million trading, I'd also like to make 100 million doing something else. It doesn't always have to be trading. I'd like to actually expand my ideas in my mind and what I think. Now, this is playing right into our diamond pattern, 110%. This is falling right into the diamond. So don't think that we don't have this mapped out. We got the diamond. Diamond happens, they're bearish reversal patterns. They happen at the top of channels. Specifically when the 4-hour gets high, smaller time frames are seeing them. 7-minute has it too. So just, you know, a lot of other channels don't have this diamond drawn yet. They'll probably start ripping it from me, but it's okay. I thought about that the other day. Someone said, man, a lot of people rip your TA and then use it. And I said, that's cool. Just flattering, honestly. Because I could, as I said before, I could die tomorrow, and then what would they do? They'll go to my channel and they'll be like, oh man, now I have to do my own TA again. That's what will happen, you know? The market isn't going anywhere. I like what he just said. The market isn't going anywhere. Following you all the way, lifer. Shout out to Adrian De Silva. We love you, man. Trying to see that OGN breakout, Sam. It's coiled. OGN, baby. Let's take a look at my baby OGN. I'm personally in this trade. I'm personally in the trade for OGN. It broke out. It's retesting now on the 15-minute. Let's get that retest bounce to the upside, please. Put it, please. OGN. Kind of forming a bit of a descending. We could open this up. You know, I'm going to open it up in a couple ways here, like this. And like that. OGN getting tight in the channel. 4-hour for OGN had momentum. Came up. Actually, look at the bearish cross there. I don't like that bearish cross. See that? It's not the best sign. Could follow Bitcoin to the dumps. Let's take a look at our 1 hour. 1 hour's getting oversold. So no reason to panic yet. Bit of a cup and handle falling wedge. Did hit the top of the channel, coming back down again though. So you're losing the gains for OGN. A lot of times while I'm trading, I'm unable to kind of like keep track of exactly what I'm looking at here. I probably lost. Yeah, so I put a stop loss at 1% for OGN. And look, see, you could just tell I don't lose money. I do not like to lose money. So I put a stop loss and I only made 13 bucks. I was up like 100 bucks at one point. I just keep taking my shot. Eventually so I keep taking a shot. I either go to break even or I hit big. I mean, I either go to break even or I lose a little bit, or I hit a bigger trade. See? And over time, I'm patient until I hit one. It's like a snake. And that way you don't stick your neck all the way out, you know. 4 hours not in the best spot right now. Kind of makes me want to do this. See, and this is how you have to pivot. And see, that's the issue is, man, pivoting. See how I just pivoted? I got stopped out, and then I'm looking, well, the 4 hours high. We talked about Bitcoin at the top of a channel. You know? Doesn't mean it's going to be big. We could get tighter. I still think the big move is coming for OGN, but maybe it gets extended a little bit. Okay? And we have to wait for this to come on down. All right? So just something to think about. You did see that I'm out of the trade. It could pump hard right now, and I'll miss out. That's fine. I caught a nice bottom on ETH from 18 to 1888. Let's get it. Was Big Gala News yesterday surprised? It didn't react. Yeah, I mean, that's the type of channel we're in here. Let's take a look at XHVUSDT. Shout out to anyone that's throwing a super chat, supporting the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Last night, too, heavy super chats. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 449 people. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? We're basically matching them up. So could have XAV made it. You know, it's starting to make a rounded bottom. But look, see, unlike the one that traded OGN, which was high on the 4 hour, XHV is low on the 4 hour. So they don't look the same. You get it? Look at our daily. Daily's getting overbought, though. See, OGN, I believe the daily had momentum. It's another thing you got to think about. People aren't looking at their big time frames when they're trading. They're looking at these smaller time frames. But look, I mean, XHV could be like falling, but it could come back down to this channel possibly. It's at a very low. It's at the lowest it's ever been. It's in a bad spot technically. Like, we swung traded, we got in, we got out, we called it a day, right? It's a swing trade. You know, you don't want to hang out in this stuff, especially not around now, not low cap gems on KuCoin. Now, like Bitcoin, it's making these flags. Could it follow the flag and pump out? That's your hope right there. That's your trade for XHV. Not guaranteed at all, right? You have some bullish divergence, not really slight there because this is a sharp swing up, and that only swings kind of flat. You have like exaggerated bullish because look, this is a swing. It's actually a swing down. Red area though. I'd be wary right now trading on a Monday small cap gems. You know, I'd be careful. You want that weekend low liquidity blast? It's cool, but right now, be careful. How do you know when you've achieved lifer status? When you've achieved lifer status, number one, if you you help your neighbor, like if you see your neighbor, like no, you achieve lifer status. This is how you've achieved lifer status. You wake up in the morning, it's trash day. You saw your neighbor put their trash out. They're not home. Their trash got taken. You walk across the street and you put their barrels away for them. You never say a word about it. You never mention it again. Lifer status, number one. Number two, every morning, the first thing you do when you wake up is you thank God for everything you have. I like to use my legs because I walk to the bathroom. First thing I usually have to do when I wake up is go to the bathroom. I usually thank God for walking to the bathroom. I say, dear Lord, thank you so much for letting me use my legs and to get to the bathroom. Much respect and blessings to you and yours. And therefore, it kind of starts my day because I realize there's people that start their day with maybe a nurse, maybe they live alone or a girlfriend or a friend, and it has to help them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just something to think about, okay? So I'm like, man, that person has to shift onto the toilet. They can't even walk to the bathroom. Like, my day starts way better. Like, right off the bat, my day starts, I get to walk right to the bathroom. It's just a better, you know, what a blessing. Already the short starting to dump. I mean, we had bearish divergence heavily on the morning. There you have it. You want this bounce here for total. This next resistance point, you want this bounce. That's what we're looking for. And again, that coincides with the idea that we could stay inside a flag here, possibly. All right. Total 3 is the entire market cap of all of crypto without Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's all the alts. We got heavy resistance for the alts here. Resistance at about $456 billion, $450 billion. All right. This could be making a bear flag, and we could end up even lower, right? Alts desperately need 480 back to consider that they're not going to go down even more. So we like the bulls must get back above 480 to be considered bullish. 4 hours a little high too. I mean, we could squiggle. We started here and we squiggled up. Anything is possible, and that's why I make my flags. All right, and that's why I don't guarantee anything, or I say I know. Oh, this is what's going. No, I'm not a moon boy. I'm not a bear boy. I draw these flags with alerts, and if these flags with alerts can continue, then this can kind of still stay in its mode and break to the upside. So total market cap on the 1 hour is in a bit of a little flag here. We know how these flags usually play out. You usually get a bit of a boom. Altcoins may want to get a bit of a blast. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, see, that thing ripped, right? So that's going to hurt some altcoins. Altcoins get hurt when Bitcoin dominance pumps extra hard. We do have it in this rising wedge that wants to break to the upside, and it still has momentum on the 1 hour. So watch your altcoins. Bitcoin dominance does want to pump hard, all right? We want to juxtapose that with Tether dominance, which is already getting kind of to its height, and it's getting rejected. That's a good sign. We want to see Bitcoin dominance continue to pump, and we want to see Tether dominance. That means people are jumping into Bitcoin. People are realizing that maybe, just maybe, these are the bottoms for Bitcoin, and there's a chance. I keep showing you, though, the daily for the dollar wants to make a move. However, ooh, look at that. We did get the rejection we talked about at the top of the channel. Look at this, everybody. It all started with a falling wedge here that said we would break up. We did, but we hit this trend. Then we did again. We hit this trend. It's a good sign so far that we're starting to kind of, and what I want to see, look, a descending triangle. Look at that. A nasty bearish pattern that could break us to the downside. The dollar will dump. Bitcoin will pump. So look, the dollar could continue to dump here for the week. You know, we were pointing up. I was saying last night, there's a chance the dollar dumps and we actually get this. The dollar pumps and we get this. The tides have turned so far on the bigger time frame. The tides have turned so far. Look, we just broke $6 support. Yes. Or 6, whatever you want to call that. 6 support for U.S. Tether dominance. So this follows the dollar. I just want to let you know. It's like looking like the dollar in a way. But this suggests we could get a dump down. Like you look at the dollar index. Similar idea. We want to get this rollover. We want to break down. We don't want this taking this channel up. We're going to be watching both these channels. There's also the bill being presented tomorrow that is potentially classing a lot of coins other than Bitcoin as securities. Watch Altcoin Daily's video on it for a quick info. Yeah, that's sad. I saw that. I don't think they're going to get through it. They're going to be able to. Ghost leg pain, never damage, is always distracting and a huge headache, which is always why I like to get another opinion because I can't trust what I see. I've been up since your stream yesterday. I usually stay up for 3 days, get chronic pain, so I never get more than 3 to 4 hours sleep. That's tough, man. That is tough. I had to restrain myself to be strong enough to walk after I was hospitalized. Never take the ability to get out of bed from the bathroom for granted. See what he just said, man? Thank you. The fact is, man, positive affirmations help the mental a lot. Got to be thankful for what we have and count our blessings every single day. The bill is ridiculous. It's like Bitcoin maxi fantasy bill. Maybe this macro down of Bitcoin rising wedge is a fake out and we rally to new all-time highs. Anything is possible, man. Oh no, tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering. Lifer's beginner's course is stunning. Lifer's a calm, focused teacher and shares the course, guys. Jump on in. We do have a beginner's course every Tuesday. We had a better banner than that. We got a new one. Yeah, there it is. Learn the language of the charts every Tuesday from 1 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. Sit with me for 2 hours, and I'll break it down. I'll give you everything I can give you to try to get you up to speed, get you to change your life and learn how to trade any market in the world. When I teach you, you can trade any market. It's strictly education. I will never be a financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do. I'll never balance your portfolio. Those things I will never do for you. Never, ever, 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 ever. You're a student. I will be a teacher, and that will be our relationship. Thank you for the 458 likes, everybody. Hula work coins like Kadena can be securities, right? Anything could be. Oh no, tears, please. It's a waste. Nope, not today, baby. Not today. They may get more than you think they have met on their side. Yeah, I'm lucky if I get 4 hours of sleep. If U.S. players understood the VPN workaround to use CFDs overseas, they wouldn't do it. But people are feeling the price hike at the shelf to use CFDs overseas. Interesting. Securities is a strict definition. Yeah, I'm lucky if I get 4 hours. That's tough, man. That's tough. S&P, as we go over the S&P every single day as well. S&P, right? Let's take a look. It breached 4,000 as we talked about. However, the daily is overbought. Not the best sign for Bitcoin. The S&P is going to have to do a miracle toss like this. Bling. And it's going to have to break out and do something amazing. See, I have this in a bit of a cup and handle, possibly. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Bit of a heightened cup and handle. We're going to delete that, though. It's getting kind of crazy. I just brainstorm when I'm alone sometimes. I look at things. Sometimes I don't even tell everybody my tea. I keep it to myself because it's just so different. This rising wedge was supposed to break to the downside. It did. We saw that occur. We're kind of hovering here at the top of this channel. See the bigger channel? You have to respect this, that we're in this channel. Why did I omit the top? I mean, I guess you could say we're in a broadening falling wedge, I guess, and broaden it out, which is kind of a bearish pattern, you know. I like to say that we fell back in, and it kind of respected this channel. So that also gave me a point of control to watch on the S&P. You see, like, so resistance here, resistance, that's a bar, and we're right there. If we can't seem to break above this, you know, we're in trouble. 6 hour does want to bounce. The 6 hour broke up for Bitcoin. Can the 6 hour break out for the S&P? Interesting. They're somewhat uncorrelated for the moment, you know. This is an ascending triangle for the S&P. Look at that. Measured move is the length of that pole, you see. 68% chance this breaks out. We need to go sideways. All right. 4 hour has momentum, which is nice. 1 hour is coming down. We're getting a little decoupling from Bitcoin and the S&P right now because they're not the same. They're just not the same. All right. This is actually a good sign. The S&P may break out. Look for the S&P to get to 4390 in the next couple of days. Definitely to breach 4300. That's going to be a big time move because it's going to mean it's breaching this long-term trend that it's been in for a while. All right. So we want to see the S&P do that. DeFi getting a bit of a move. DeFi purpose, how you look at all of DeFi, it's good, but it needs to get back above this 383 region. But at 347 ain't bad. This alarm means it's gains time. Let's take a look at BTC3L and see why I set that alert on it, right? So I just drew these flags because you're like, you never know. Ooh, look at the wicks on this. That is so shady. Shadiest business I've ever seen. Because they don't want people to make money, stopping them out. But I mean, 3L staying in a flag too, just like Bitcoin is, you know. You can see my point of control volume nodes here. We talked about this. Once we breached that, that was a point of, and we bounced. Bam. Look, we were gone. See, I want to teach you this. See how we, all right. Let's extract this. This is an extraction. Let's double click here. Let's make this smaller. Hey, wait. You're watching a lot of videos on trading. I know. I'm the Crypto Lifer. My name's Sam Price. I'm a professional trader. I'm also known as Crypto Lifer on YouTube. I got to show you something. I know you don't have a lot of time. You're already looking at TikTok videos and you want to watch cats and all that other, the monkey with the zipper and stuff. I get it. Hold on, though. Just check this out. This is what's called a VPVR. It's the volume profile range. I can see the profile of the volume on a sidebar. It's really nice. It kind of visualizes the volume in a nice way. So you can kind of see where a lot of orders were taking place. You can see we bounced here. Why? Because it's a high volume node on this area here, and we bounced. This is a 30,000 area. Now, we would breach it and come up. Now, we were talking about, can we breach it and test it? We would breach it. We would come test on this wick. After that wick would come get bought up, and that wick, look at the major bounce off the zone. So I just want to teach you how this zone and this indicator can really give you places for entry. Everyone wants to teach you, and we use other things like stochastics and divergences and stuff like this, but this volume profile range, which you can grab. One, all the way at the bottom here, it's about the 7th item down on TradingView on the left. I have links to TradingView on all my videos if you want to jump on in. I have so many things to help you, but check it out. Look how we bounced there. So you have to remember that would be a place of interest where you might want to long once you breach back above it and retest. A retest is a great place for entry. If you take a look at the 1 hour, we did break above it, and you can see my red line is represented by that node, and we would come right there for the wick and bounce. After that bounce, we would boom. Then you had your next resistance. Once you broke through that, you knew price action would get up here to the next area of the volume nodes that you can see up there. They're kind of hidden, but they will be up there. This is a great, quick way to find out where you might want to long, where there's a lot of people interested in price action. You can use this on any single market in the world, Tesla, the United States markets, the Dow Jones, and right here on Bitcoin. If you like these quick tidbits of trading tips, then watch my Awesome live stream every single day from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I'll see you there. Come get the knowledge. I'm the Crypto Lifer, Sam Price. I can't wait to have you join my trading group or just watch the live stream. Peace. All right, thank you. Appreciate that, everybody. But that's something interesting, how we broke off the high volume node. So interesting. I'm deglowing my leg to the hip kneecap. Got 200 staples to put me back together. Wow, that's crazy. Let's look at Sol and R. People looking at Sol real quick. Solana. So the Solana short did play out. So shout out to Sheldon and your short, man. Funny, I had a short right here that we talked about and an open there. Look how that played out. 14% gains on the Solana short. The entry was here. Stop loss was up there. We talked about this. Went over it on my channel because you can see it's drawn. So it's been out since we went over it. Rising wedge broke to the downside. That short played out beautifully. And look, you can learn from your shorts like longs. Play a long very similar. You got a rising wedge. You come to the bottom. You get your bearish to bullish divergence. You play the long to the upside. Same scenario. So Solana back to 42. Struggling. The short played out to the bottom. Came back up. It's likely that you can short again, right? I mean, it's likely that you could short again back to the bottom of the channel. Same way we just shorted here. Same scenario. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen, but it's just likely, right? Take a look at the 4 hour. You're probably overbought. Yeah, I mean, that's a 4 hour short to the downside. Same thing with the Bitcoin idea. It will follow Bitcoin back down too if Bitcoin dumps. So just something to think about. You're going to have to hold this area of support before, but it's just most likely that this is going to dump. I trade stochastics, and stochastics are really accurate. You were high in the 4 hour, you dumped. You were high in the 4 hour, you dumped. You were high in the 4 hour, you dumped. You're high in the 4 hour again. You'd be 4 for 4 if you made this short down to the downside. Solana would get all the way back down to 36. Bang, bang, bang. So anything could possible. Again, it's Sol 3S is the short that you use. That's how I trade on KuCoin. Sol 3S. I did reach out to 3 commas, everybody. They seem to have all the issues fixed. All my things are connected again. No issues at all. Just something to bring up. If you have any issues with 3 commas, they are fixed. And they're back up and running, ready to go. Apologize for that inconvenience. It's really not my fault, but I will apologize for the team. I did reach out. Anytime there's an issue, I will reach out to them immediately, though. So we will look at Sol 3S. Could make a big move, too. And this is the channel that we just showed you upside down. We're going to break down. And this is a 4 hour trade to the upside. So you trade the 4 hour. You wait for the 1 hour to get into a sweet spot. And that's what I teach my students. I teach them how to use smaller time frames to pinpoint accurate an entry when they found out what time frame that they want to get into. So shout out to anyone that's jumping into that as well. Appreciate that. Everyone, I'm out for the day. We've done a lot. Went over a lot. Broke it down. AP13 and R. People want to look at R as well. Wow, so sorry that happened, man. Hope things are good. And guys, we need more super chats and more suggestions. The stream works on the super chats and the suggestions. A lot of you people seem to be new because it doesn't seem to have the same flow as the live stream used to have. So I just want to make it clear, like, this is what we do this as a team. All right? We really deep dive. We get into the nitty gritty. We have a blast. We make it happen. We turn our destiny on its head by coming here every single day. So show up, get educated, get excited, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next live stream. Super Chats, AP13, we did that already. Thank you, East Jordan. Appreciate all the Super Chats, East Jordan. You're the man, dude. We did API3, and we did R. Actually, I didn't do R. Let's do R. One more R. I'm missing that fourth R, of course. Was in that cup and handle, got stopped out, never made it. That's why you always must use a stop loss 13% and move on. You don't have to think about it ever again, right? I mean, R is high on that daily and not getting above zones. I mean, it just, to me, it's got more to come. It's got to come down. It's not breaking above resistance. A lot of people gave up on a lot of coins. You have to remember that. Like, this is a coin that could go to zero. You never know. And I'm sorry if someone holds it long term, but you got to know that some of these coins could go to zero. It was $4 or $5 coin. I like this project. I believe in it. I'm not saying, I'm not saying it will. I'm being open-minded to believe that anything is possible. You need a double bottom here. If not, you're headed to a lower low, possibly to the bottom of this channel. To me, it's more likely, based on the daily time frame, that you are going to go lower, all right, and roll over. So I'd watch R. That's scary. Did life recover Matt Lane's SC? I still struggle with identifying a breakout and a retest, like CHE, for example. Any pro tips are greatly appreciated. Love and respect. Let's take a look at CHZ. I mean, it's simple. A retest just comes back to the area. You struggle with the retest just because it's the Anyway, we gave this trade here. It banged on them. Shout out to anyone that jumped into CHG. We talked about it many times. 8%, not huge, but better than losing money. Not huge, but better than losing money. This channel is the truth. Shout out to Digital Smoke, man. Can you please talk about the moving averages trick? Love the show always and show respect to the lifer. Thank you. Gotcha, thanks. Join the beginner's course. Links are under the video. Yeah, everyone, you can join the beginner's course. It's tomorrow from 1 to 3. If you want to learn what I'm putting down, if you're new to crypto and trading, if you're watching any channel out there, the beginner's course is just going to help you. You're going to be more educated when it comes to technical analysis. Like, don't be shy. For $100, it will be the best investment you ever made. Everybody that takes it absolutely loves it. I get no negative feedback from it at all. So here's a retest for CHZ. It's happening as we speak. I mean, you're resetting. You got this beautiful support line. So you got support, support, support. I mean, resistance, resistance, resistance. You broke above it. You're coming back down for a move. That's what's called a retest. So you're up 8%. You could even add to the trade. So you add to the trade here. Then when the retest comes, you can add to the trade yet again. These are just possible ideas. 4-hour is pointing to the downside. Doesn't guarantee that you're going to get this retest. However, the 15-minute and the 1 hour are both pointing up and you're bouncing off the zone. It's a possible retest. I can't get any clearer about a retest. You leave, you come back to hit the same area again. You retest the same area. It's happening as we occur right now. 7-minute is low on the stochastics. That was the retest when the 7 was low, right there. May wait for another move one more time to tap. But possible retest on the 7-minute for CHZ. Something on my radar, something you got to pick up, and I'm putting down, all right? I hope you picked up on that because it's really obvious to me, right? It left the zone. Look, resistance, resistance. It came back and retested the same resistance that it was unable to get above. Possible resistance for CHZ. I mean, possible retest, okay? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right. Yep. And honestly, man, you got to find your own. Like, I know the pocket I'm in when it comes to trading. I know that I'm going to keep DCAing. I'm going to call bottoms. I'm going to find the lower lows. When Bitcoin hits a certain really like crucial area on a big time frame, I'm going to put in even more, and I'm just going to continuously buy more BTC over and over again. So some liquidity just arrived to the party too as well. Let's take a look at Bookmap real quick before I get on out of here. If you want to fully know a concept, you need to be consistent and look at this stuff every single day. Exactly. Send in a super chat for a TA deep dive, everybody. I'll catch you all in the Discord if anyone has time. Shout out to Matt Lane. Much love and respect to you all. Have a blessed day. Trade safe. Use stop losses and trust the TA instead of what you want to happen. Exactly. Can you please talk about moving averages trick? I mean, there's so many different things I could talk about moving averages. I think the MA trick is you can always play it back to the 21. It's always coming back to the 21. There's many MA tricks. There's not just one MA trick, but that's a beautiful one. That's the best one he really wants to know for sure. Yeah. And again, whenever it seems like I'm tooting my horn, I'm not. I'm tooting the TA horn. Technical analysis just shows you what's more likely to happen. Okay? And I rely more on my TA than the Bookmap. And you can see my TA tends to play out over and over and over again. It's the pocket your mind has to be in, though. Anyone can do the same TA. You have to believe it more than the other person, you know? Look, more of a glob down here tells you we're going lower to 30,800. So you got more Bitcoin down here. It tells you you're going to go lower. All right. A lot of liquidity just came in down here. Look at that. A big order. 30,009, 30,850. You know, so it tells me that they want to bring the price lower. You do have a lot of sells up here, but I believe they're going to come here first before they scoop us back down to the upside. This is Bookmap. Shows me where whales are actually parking orders on multiple exchanges. I have aggregate exchanges. I have Binance Futures, Bybit, and OKX, and I can see where all the liquidity is lying. I'm going to hang out with Bookmap later on today. Shout out to the people there. This is Bookmap. Link in the description below. Check it out. Check it out. Possible retest for CHZ. I'm watching Bitcoin for this sideways behavior, and I'll be back later on for more. Shout out to anybody here that's here. I'll be back in the trading group later on today. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I'll be teaching class tomorrow from 1 to 3. If you want to jump on in, link is in the description below. You can see my automated schedule. You can also get a one-on-one. I have a one-on-one later on today. Shout out to whoever took that. I appreciate that. I can't wait to see you there. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next live stream. Another beautiful day to be alive in Bitcoin world, man. Unbelievable. If I could always find, I got to get this easier way to get like the ending screen off, you know? But I have a bone to pick with Dingo. I hope not. That's my number one dude. You got a bone to pick with Dingo. You got a bone to pick with B. Anyway, I love everybody. Have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for being here. Peace out.